Gonna try something different this time when I review Life of Pi in 3D. I'm actually gonna do the video review before I write the text review, just so I'm not seeming scripted. So here we go. First of all, I'm gonna go into stuff that's not spoilers. It was a very interesting movie, and when they say it's the next Avatar, it's not that good, but it's very similar to Avatar and the whole fantasy cultural thing. As far as 3D quality goes, I was actually amazed. The 3D was really good. Um, the whole beginning of the movie, the first like half hour, is not confusing, but it doesn't do the movie justice. But you know things are gonna get better when you come to the middle of the movie, and indeed they do. You've got a kid in a boat with a Bengal tiger. I mean, how does this work? Well, you would actually be surprised at how much it works. The trailers can be a little misleading. I mean, he doesn't exactly get along with the tiger. Let's just say that. Doesn't hate him either. Um, but Tiger does, as the many of the previews show and the short synopsises say, does help him build character. You learn more about that particular tiger earlier in the movie in the first 30 minutes, which, as I said, is really just the development. I mean, the first 30 minutes is detached from the rest of the movie, and that's why where this movie kind of got hurt. The beginning really is. It's like, man, am I going to want to stick around to watch this? But the answer is yes. The ending of the movie was also rather interesting. I mean, it wrapped up nicely. I can't. It wasn't nearly as bad as the beginning was, so it was good. Now, there's something else about this movie, though, and it's actually told as a story. It's told by a narrator, and the narrator is the guy who is in the boat with the tiger, all grown up. So, let's see, what else can I say without spoilers? I want to say a couple more things without spoilers, though. It's very interesting because you've got this older guy telling the story of when he was younger, and how it all wraps up is very nicely. I can't tell you how it wraps up without doing spoilers. So, like I said, 3D quality is good. Definitely worth seeing it in 3D. Oh yeah, that's the one other thing I was going to say before spoilers. There are two moments in this movie where it goes from your standard widescreen to one moment where it goes to the very very wide screen instead of like the big widescreen you see on most TVs. It goes very very wide with the black bars. Some people call it letterbox, other people call it anamorphic. Then there's another section where it goes to full screen, even if it's in a widescreen theater. Both those sections are brief. The majority of the movie is in standard widescreen. So I was actually really it was really funny. And when it was in those two modes, the 3D is pretty much not there. So now I'm going to go into a couple spoilers. So I'm going to start off lightly with the spoilers, and I'm going to go a little heavier into the spoilers. First, going lightly into the spoilers. You know, you've got this guy telling the story. First, we'll start at the beginning. You know, you've got a kid who wants to meet this tiger. His parents run a zoo. He wants to get up and close this tiger, this Bengal tiger they have, and to teach him a lesson that the tiger is very dangerous and should not be toyed around with. You know, the father has him watch the tiger kill and what I think is an antelope. I'm not sure what animal that is, but it's very small, like an antelope or a deer. Anyway, that's how the story starts building. It actually starts with the story beginning how he says he discovers God through three different religions. Hinduism, I hope Hinduism is the right word. He discovers the Hindu God, he discovers Allah, and and he discovers God, the Christian God. So, and then that's when his dad comes in to say, it can't be three religions, but all he cares about is God. I was surprised about that in this movie, and that gave this movie a whole depth, and that started its cultural thing, and that's when I was like, oh, we've got AY here. Now I see why Tyne said that this is like Avatar. Moving a little on, there's his family boards a boat to Canada, not America, Canada, and most of the animals die, including the three that actually get on the boat with him and die. That didn't work, but I knew it was going to happen because only the tiger is shown in the previews. But anyway, the boat sinks, everyone dies except if you listen closely at the end, they say one other person survived. And you've got him falling in the water, him praying to God that he'll like survive, keeping the tiger away, ends up letting on to the boat three other animals. Well, actually, letting two animals onto the boat. One of them turns out to be hidden under the tarp, as well as the tiger, as you later learn. So really, two animals under the tarp. Now you've got this hyena that goes and kills the zebra, and then, and I did not see this coming, goes and kills the monkey too, the orangutan, and he gets the balls to go and kill the hyena. Now he's alone on the boat. Not really. The tiger's under there. And then he really develops with the tiger. It takes a while though. For a majority of the movie, he does not like the tiger. He's scared of the tiger. He has battles with the tiger. He finally trains the tiger, and it's not really until the end of the movie, the last 30 minutes, that they get along, so to speak. It ends with the tiger running off into nothingness, and I was like, okay, how does this come into play? And at the very end of the movie, it shows the tiger running off into nothingness again. So I thought there was going to be something after that, but there's not. It ends with him telling some of the Japanese boat executives also, his storytelling ends with him telling the Japanese executives, like, of the boat company, just how it happened, and they don't believe him. Then something interesting happens. He tells the person he's been telling the story to that he told them another version with the parents and a cook who was a real jackass. Sorry I'm swearing, but it's true. On the boat, his mother, and who was the other person? A sailor representing the three animals except the tiger. Then after he tells them the one about the tiger, because they don't believe him, of course. When he talks to the guy he's telling the story to, he asks the interesting question, now which version of my story do you like better? The guy looks like this, and then he goes, the one with the tiger. And he said, you chose pretty much right, because the one with the tiger is the one with God. Now, this is big for me because I'm actually a Christian, so I'm really into this stuff. And it was interesting because you got this tiger who's basically Aslan, if I should say so. Just there's much more conflict between this tiger and the main character. He even gives him a name, though, the tiger, later on in the movie as they start getting along. All in all, it was complex. There were moments where this movie was very artsy. Very, very artsy, as a matter of fact. Like I said, the 3D was good, and it did help these artsy parts. At other moments, it was just too artsy. Like, hard to follow. As far as sound goes, It was amazing. Great music. Should have been a little more music, but the music that they had was good. Um, they really didn't need the first 30 minutes of this movie. They could have easily made this a 90-minute movie instead of a 2-hour movie. Um, the ending is worth it, though. The ending is much more modern. The beginning is set in the past, as you would expect. I really don't think I can say anything more about this movie, except as far as comparison to Avatar goes, you've got a conflicted character, right? You've got some type of god figure in here. You've got, you don't have a woman, not like Nateri. Don't want to give away too much stuff about Avatar for those people who haven't seen it. And if you haven't seen Avatar, you got to see that, then see this. Or if you've seen this, you got to see Avatar, because Avatar is pretty much this on steroids. Because who doesn't love a James Cameron movie? Titanic, anyone? Well, I'm going to call it for that review and go write my text review. I think this was very good because I got to go totally free. I know I paused for a second, but that was because I was thinking. I was thinking of what to say. So I think from now on, I know this was extremely long, but that's because it was a detailed review. I'm actually think that from now on, I am going to do my video review first. Then I will do my text reviews. That way I know what I already said, and I know to avoid a scripted thing, because I'm not a scripted person, as you can tell. I feel much more comfortable doing this. So no more scripted video reviews. They're going to be just like this. Next movie is The Hobbit. IMAX experience, 3D. I've already confirmed that my IMAX in Providence, Rhode Island will be getting that, so I won't be going through the whole debacle of going up to the Framingham, Mass location or the other one they have. I'm going to the Providence, Rhode Island one. And you should be looking for that review next week.